online than you did 5 years ago? Less online? Tell us about that.
I definitely buy more online than 5 years ago.
Been a lot more at home than I thought I would be.
A lot of stores are kind of being pulled out and being replaced.
When you want to buy something, what's the first place you go?
Amazon.
I definitely bought like almost all my things from Amazon just because it's more accessible.
No one likes to go to Walmart, so might as well ship it to your house.
Because of the lockdown, a lot of places, were closed for a while, like the mall and such.
Do you think malls will go out of business and Amazon will replace malls?
Malls have been going out of business for a long time.
We got what we needed. This is a tiny part of the documentary. Most of it's interview anyway, so it's all good.
I'm warning all you fellas to look at life the way I do. Oh yeah!
Hi, my name is Craig Alexander. I am a landscape and cityscape photographer, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee.
This was from 1971. It's made for film camera, and everything is manual, everything's automatic. There's no computer, no electronic chips in here. I've got state-of-the-art Sony camera that takes 95, 98% of every picture I've ever taken in my career.
Art. Some say it's all around us. In the pockets of huge corporate America is a $67 billion industry created around buying and selling art to people who love to add the spice of life to their home, their apartment, their business, their office, their school, and yes, even hotels. But since nationwide government lockdowns and regulations have destroyed retail shopping hours and mall destinations, it has paved a path for online growth that is really unprecedented. Retail business owners are getting hit harder than ever. And with uncertainty around the future of brick and mortar stores, business owners are moving to the best place in 2021, and that's online.
Hey, Eric.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going today?
It's been pretty damn slow. I've been talking to Nikki all day. We haven't made a single sale.
Wow, well that sucks.
Yeah, it's been a weird day.
See it. All right. It's not fully how I wanted that to go, but life isn't always rosy. This is where it first started working for me, about 2 years ago when I moved to Nashville. So while I'm very grateful for the brick and mortar experience,
I own 3 galleries in the local area, and I also sell a lot of my art online. I've sold over 6,000 pictures and photographs on canvas in the last about 2 years. I'm looking to expand. I'm looking to reach the entire world.
So this here was one of the first big pictures I ever sold to a local business. It was a big step in my career. It was one of those things that kind of made me feel like I can actually do this. I can actually make a living being an artist full time. So this is my art gallery. I take the photographs, long exposure photographs in 35 different cities and countries around the world. So this here is Nashville. Here I have the beautiful Cliffs of Moher in Ireland. I got one here of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. When COVID hit in February of 2020, I almost lost everything. We were shut down for 6 weeks, doors locked, and we could not sell. Everything I'd built up for many years, gone into debt for, was going to crumble down to the ground.
Nashville has just grown into this amazing city that we all love and know, and for those of us that have been here for a long time, it's something that we've always loved, but to see it grow so fast was just insane. And then COVID hit. When COVID came through and everything shut down and it's like life just ceased to exist, we were lucky if we made close to 1,000.
If we look at the impact that the first serious shutdown had on our economy and the disruption of social and cultural life, the notion that we can do this for a short period of time, get through it, and get over it, that's incorrect.
In the nick of time, things started to slowly open up, and I was able to save the business, but it told me that I couldn't rely on brick and mortar. It was not future-proof, so I started to go online.
notification saying, you have one new sale for $39. You just sold a Chicago Skyline. And I remember flipping out. It was a very surreal feeling, and I've been chasing that high ever since, and I sold almost 1,000 pieces online alone. So this here is our warehouse. This is where a lot of the assembly happens. These here, we have the Nashville, the Paris, the Ireland, the London, California, New York. This is one of my biggest canvases here. Ultra big, it's like 7 foot by 10 foot. I've been working 80, 85 hours a week my entire adult life. I graduated high school at 16. I left home at 17, and I've been kind of self-reliant since. My mother moved to Europe, moved to the south of France when I was 7 years old, and so I learned French fluently. And when I was 9 years old, I was sent to boarding school in London, England. My mother's British. Being in different places and rubbing shoulders with people who believe different things, different languages, different cultures, different religions. No matter where I went, whether it was a Swiss person, a British person, they would have a picture of the Swiss Alps on a dish towel in their kitchen, or a fridge magnet showing the Eiffel Tower if they were French, or some kind of symbol of where they're from. And I found this was a very common thing. I realized that nostalgic landmarks, the icons of each place, people are often looking for connection with their home. And it was my privilege, or my niche that I found that I loved. They wanted more connection, and they wanted a picture of that up on the wall to tell themselves, to tell their friends, to tell visitors to their home.
Now, I mean, we're here every day, multiple people. We got 5 or 6 guys that come in, depending when they can, all week, and yeah, cranking out canvases.
I want to photograph every major skyline in the world so that I can do that for the most number of people. Then I want to distribute that on every distribution channel on Earth. Brick and mortar, online, e-commerce, everywhere. That's the goal.
Right now I have a few assistants working for me, getting my art, hundreds and hundreds of pieces and 12 different sizes, across different platforms. So I'm already on Amazon, I already sell on Etsy, I already sell on eBay, I already sell on Shopify, I already sell on ClickFunnels, but now I'm diversifying to Target.com, Walmart.com, Facebook Shop, Instagram Shops, Google Shopping, House.com. This is $1.99. $29.99, $99, $2.99, $75, $75, $75.
E-commerce has grown over the last 20 years into an omni-channel of diverse markets, all on the World Wide Web. You see, at all hours of the day, customers you would have never reached otherwise are pouring in through highly optimized websites that sell at wholesale margins, not retail margins. Since 2020, 67% of consumers have shifted their spending online. In our market research, we've even seen shoppers prefer to buy from small online businesses rather than corporations like Walmart.com and even Macy's.com. You see, there's a hot market for new online businesses that are competing against a surging global demand, all with an internet connection and a computer. What do you think so far, buddy?
I'm loving the shoot. Really appreciate you sending your guy up.
Besides, the amazing art that you do as a business owner, I mean, how are you seeing that e-commerce can actually explode your brick and mortar store?
With brick and mortar, you have a finite number of customers that you can talk to every day. You can only lay so many bricks per day, so to speak. With e-commerce, it's an entire world. You can contact almost anybody who's on the internet. There's secrets of the e-commerce world that allow opportunities that just don't exist in the brick and mortar world.
What is brick and mortar looking like for 2021 from your perspective?
From my perspective, 2021 is pretty much going to be the end of brick and mortar. It's going to be the end of it. It's going to be, the decline of even the big box stores that were all safe. You're going to see locations closing, and especially down here in this economy of like Brentwood, Nashville area, even the higher end stores that we don't think are going to go out are starting to close early, lay people off, etc. And even the small businesses, we know how those are going for brick and mortars, but it's a domino effect.
Here now with Ty Lopez. He is the co-founder of Retail E-commerce Ventures, which has been buying distressed, well-known brick and mortar brands to turn them into hopefully successful e-retail businesses.
The biggest thing I've learned, if I could be 18 again, I wish somebody had told me, basically nobody knows what they're doing.
Pier 1 Imports is closing nearly half of its stores as it struggles to draw consumers and compete online.
The home goods retailer has been struggling for years against rising pressure from online competitors.
Buddy, I want to first congratulate you because this morning you closed on a really big deal on a brand that I grew up with. It turned out to be Pier 1 Imports.
Bought Pier 1 Imports, bought Dress Barn, Modell Sporting Goods, Steinmart, Linens and Things, Franklin Mint, large brands with huge brand awareness, and we bought the intellectual property, made the move to transform them into e-commerce brands.
I remember clearly, like it was yesterday, the day we got the order that everything was to be shut down, the malls were to be, doors were to be locked, and we couldn't sell anymore. I didn't know what to do. I had never heard of anything like that, where the world was shutting down. Like, outside of a world war, which didn't happen in me or my parents' lifetimes, nothing like this had ever happened. So suddenly I was home, feeling sorry for myself, while huge bills came in. I still had to pay rent on the space, pay back loans from various suppliers. I still had my entire life going. My phone bill, my house rent, like everything was still costing me thousands and thousands and thousands a month, and I had no income. And it was a wake-up call.
Sick of my fails, sick of my job, might pick up a scale. Said I'm so sick of this hell, sick of these bills, ain't in the mail. I turn on the radio, they ain't playing no hits.
So basically, I make a video Facebook ad saying, hey, come check out my art, here's a really cool story behind it, and I'm actually giving one away for free if you just cover the shipping. People will click on that ad and be like, oh cool, I get a piece of free art if I just cover shipping. The first one's free, but then if they want 3 items instead of 1, they only pay double or something like that, so they get a discount for 3. And then there's little add-ons like, hey, well, we're sending you a smaller one, but what if we sent you a larger canvas for 50% off? Originally, a $10 or $5 or something like that becomes a $50 to $100 purchase. So I've spent $10,300, people reached 134,000, web purchases 362, and I might have sold $15,000 worth of product in that. I've sold about $500,000 offline so far, and I want to now shift that more and more online and make my first $1 million online in 2021.
I think that being able to have your entire business online makes it incredibly safe when something like COVID were to happens. If there's, a hurricane or if there's power outages, you can still make sales. You are safe as long as the internet is running, and I would be shocked if society ever let that go down.
In order to stay open is to introduce or incorporate more of an entertainment atmosphere inside the malls, such as cafes and places for people to maybe have a drink or have an appetizer, and also for kids have actual playgrounds, not just little rubber things where they can just jump on and off, but just make it more entertaining to people, both young and adult, and then I think they will be able to survive.
E-commerce in 10 years is going to be the best and most convenient way to shop, period. The companies who can get that one-stop shop to their customer, that's who's going to win the e-commerce in the next 10 years.
My biggest fear in life is mediocrity, and
never getting to succeed and never getting to help all the people I want to help, and that's terrifying.
You are a photographer, an artist. Tell me a little bit about you.
I started doing art shows and I kept failing at them. I probably failed at my first 25, 30 art shows.
If you just look at this photo, it is beautiful, it is super clear. He does such a great job of capturing what everything looks like. This is one of my favorite spots on earth.
I remember I was like 26 years old, it was around Christmas time, and I just finished paying back like a $10,000 debt hole that I got myself into. I just kind of finished paying it off. And I was like, this is it. This is the last time I'm ever gonna try. It was terrifying. I remember I was in the grips of this almost depression of like, I'll never make it as an artist. I'm a failure. And I tried one more time. I put my last resources together, rented a big Penske truck, put all my last inventory into it, loaded my motorcycle into the back, and drove 1,000 miles from Florida to Nashville. I set everything up. I was up till like 3, 4 in the morning, setting the whole gallery up. And then we opened, and my first day, I remember I sold maybe $150, $120. It was nothing. I went home that night, and I'm like, what have I just done? I've put my last resources in the world into this crazy pipe dream, and I sold $120. That doesn't even cover rent for the day. I mean, like, it was horrible. I was paying thousands of dollars to be there, and came back the next day, and fortunately, my luck changed. I think I sold $860 the second day, and I was like, okay, you know, we're getting somewhere here.
Seeing a lot of your images on the screen, tell me about a couple of your favorite stories behind, because everybody has a story. I love your backstory, and I love the stories behind so many of your images.
I gained like 60, 70 pounds. It was hard to get up in the morning at, you know, it's like my alarm would go off and I was like, no part of me wants to get up. Like, what am I even doing in life?
Hello. So this is my first video blog.
One of the reasons why I'm shooting this is because I know many have not had that opportunity to have their eyes opened to the possibilities and the reality that e-commerce is here, and that brick and mortar is going to go out of business, or at least for the most part. And I still have family members, I still have loved ones who are, you know, entrenched in the brick and mortar business model. And sometimes I want to kind of like shake them and be like, the world is changing. Change with the times or die. You know, big box stores are going out of business. Look at Kmart. When's the last time you saw an open Kmart? It's sad, but it's the changing times. If you don't jump on, you might get left behind.
They got a great website. I think their internet sales by 79%. That is one of the biggest numbers I've ever heard of in my entire retail career of 30 years.
All right, my hands are shaking recording this, but something wild just happened. The guy calls, he says, hey, I want the biggest one. How much does it cost? I said $449, and he's like, I'll take it. So I took his card over the phone, and I've only paid like $10 or $20 in ad spend. This is incredible. Absolutely life-changing thing just happened, and this is going to change the art game for artists all over the world for the rest of time. This is a major discovery. First call, first close, $449. Let's go. This spot right here that we're standing in is my favorite place in the world. I've been all over the world. I've been to China, I've been to the Middle East, I've been, you know, up and down America, and there's nowhere that has this special emotional connection to me like the Nashville skyline does.
So what do you think? It's pretty crazy, right? I mean, if you're ready to go and build your online business right now, all you need to go to is talktotrey.com, where we'll show you how to build a website, find an audience, choose a product, so you can start selling those products worldwide. Learn how to build a sustainable online business today, and we're going to show you how to do it, just like we've shown our students how to do it. All you have to do right now is go to talktotrey.com, and we'll see you on the other side.